Yeah. Hello everyone. How can impulsive people control their emotions? We all know that impulse is the devil. Once the temper comes up, the behavior can't stop the car. Either say something to hurt others, or do something inappropriate to make yourself regret it. So what can you do to control your impulsivity? Today I would like to share with you a few ways. Emotion is not only a psychological state, but also a physiological awakening, which is the two-factor theory of emotion. This feature determines that when we need to face something, the first thing to start. It's just that our emotions wait for a few seconds before our reason begins to work. Psychologist Paul Ackerman calls this time gap the intellectual gap. If emotion starts first, we will be completely controlled by emotion. If we don't deal with it, we will become very impulsive and do something we regret. So what should we do if this happens? At this time, we can choose to be silent and recite a few numbers in our heart. For example, the blank period of some people's reason generally lasts about 6 seconds. So you can count from 1 to 6. Of course, the specific number can be determined according to your actual situation. This is to let your blank period of reason pass. Only when our reason starts to work can we look at problems objectively and make some right decisions and behaviors. So the temporary silence is not to let you blindly endure, but to calm down after the decision is a kind of wisdom. The first step mentioned above is to get back to your senses. However, under the influence of strong negative emotions, almost all of our perspectives stay in the angry side of the incident, and we can't look at the issue comprehensively. Many people are just like this. Although they have temporarily regained their senses, they think of positive, negative things, so the more they think about it, the more angry they are, the more impulsive they will be. How to deal with this situation? Psychological hints come in handy at this time. You can find a point you can understand from the words and deeds of the other party. For example, he may be forced to do so, maybe he really has difficulties, and so on. So no matter how much you hate each other at the moment, you should also force yourself to find and understand, even if it is a point which is beneficial to stabilize your emotions. When we do this, we will avoid falling into the thinking trap of absolute words. Instead, we will be able to look at things in front of us with a more balanced attitude. Although the other party makes himself very angry, it is not completely unreasonable. In this way, we will be less impulsive. Finally, an effective way is to turn our attention to the problem of solving contradictions. For example, when we take a plane, we often encounter the situation that the plane is late, and sometimes we find things unbearable. Some people will find the airline staff constantly to blame in order to vent their dissatisfaction. But if we cannot be controlled by emotions, but calmly face the reality, think about how to solve the immediate problem. Think about whether there is a good alternative, such as changing other flights. It is possible to solve the problem better. Change the rules in our minds. When we work with others, we will inevitably hold many rules in our hearts. For example, if I am good to others, others should repay me. This logic seems reasonable and fair, but it's not so simple. Truth is only truth after all. In real life, many factors will lead to the failure of this logic. For example, you think it's good for others. Is it really good in the eyes of others? Even if they think it is good, are others willing to accept it? In addition, your way of expressing yourself well is whether others are willing to accept it, etc. It can be seen that being good to others is actually a technical activity. The logic is correct, but it does not necessarily lead to the desired results. In fact, the reverse logic seems to be more applicable to this society. You can treat others as you want them to treat you. So if we are good to a person, he is more likely to be grateful and give back to me. These are not absolute. When you are angry because of something, think about what kind of idea makes you angry, what kind of rules are hidden behind these ideas. And then seriously, is it really right to take your own rule? Try transposition thinking or reverse thinking will make our mentality more mature. In the end, most of the time, it's not the actions of others that irritate you, but your thoughts. It is the so-called difference in thinking that can easily lead to catastrophe. When you are angry because of an event or a person, let yourself calm down and think about the consequences of what I do first. Perhaps it is such a simple question. A question can save you from the devil of impulse. If you like my video, follow, like, leave a message and